Hello friends, how are you? I hope you're doing well. This is Jen here. I wanted to continue with my Breaking the Spell series. So today we're going to be talking about whose children are you protecting? How the language of protection was hijacked by the control systems. They really believed they were saving the children. I watched people I once stood beside in birth spaces, spiritual circles, parenting communities get pulled into a movement that felt sacred, urgent. That's another one of your clues. When you feel urgency, there's usually something underneath there that's being triggered that needs to be explored. We're meant to be in flow, not this like urgent, must do now. So I'm sure we'll dive into that at some point, but so they get pulled into this movement that felt sacred, urgent, not political, not agenda driven, just a calling. The children are being trafficked. This is bigger than anyone knows, and if you're not speaking up, you're a part of the problem. And I understood why it hits so deep, because it's true. Children are being harmed. Systems do fail them. Institutions do cover it up. Power does silence the most vulnerable. But something else was happening beneath the surface, something deeper, something darker. The truth had been hijacked, and their love had been weaponized.
Good morning.
I'm doing a video, but can you... Save the Children became a rallying cry that swept through wellness spaces like wildfire. Instagram moms, yoga teachers, doula collectives, holistic influencers. I mean, it was everywhere. People who had never once posted about politics were suddenly sharing stories about underground tunnels, Hollywood cults, adrenochrome, mass child rescue operations. And to someone just waking up to systemic harm, it all looked like truth. Because yes, children are exploited by the powerful. Survivors are silenced. The justice system does not protect them. But what these narratives did was remove the roots, the context, the systems, the complexity of it all. And it replaced them with a binary fantasy, heroes and monsters, good and evil, believe it all or you're complicit. And since then, now it's shifted into, drag queens are bad. Trans people, gay people, LGBTQ people, they're child molesters and pedophiles, and and it's just a way to demonize people. This was never really about the children. It was about control. It was about power. And in the noise, we lost the real stories. We stopped talking about the foster system abuse, daycare deserts, child poverty, prisons and policing, war, migration and displacement, forced birth, religious trauma, birth trauma. The way that we expect mothers to return to work within weeks of giving birth. What about those babies, those children? Their mother has to go back to work to make sure that there's food on the table. Not everybody has the luxury to stay home. It's just not how it's set up. And they're not bad mothers because of that. Oh, I could just go in and deeper and deeper. Instead, we get a myth. We get a child in chains, a shadowy villain, a secret rescue, a great awakening, no policy, no accountability, just a story. Because here's what was really happening. While people were reporting conspiracy memes, anti-trans laws were banning gender-affirming care. Kids were being separated from their families at the border. Queer and Black children were being erased from classrooms. Books were being banned. Reproductive and racial justice were being labeled grooming or satanic. And here's the sickest part. Many of the same people shouting "Save the Children" were aligning with the very systems that hurt the children the most. Because when people say protect the children, they usually mean white children, Christian children, straight, cis, neurotypical children. Look what is happening right now with the autistic debate. Children of citizens, children who obey, not queer children, refugee children, diverse children, Black, Indigenous, or system-impacted children, kids of incarcerated parents or single mothers, unhoused or undocumented families, right? Those are children too. Don't they deserve to be protected? Whose children are you protecting? Because if you can't say all, you're not protecting children. You're protecting a world view. I don't say this lightly. I saw how deep it went. I saw the sincerity in people who got pulled in. I saw the grief underneath it all, the helplessness, the ancestral fear, the rage of not knowing where to aim your pain when children are hurting. That's what made this spell so powerful. And I remember feeling its pull, the energy, the seduction, the wanting to understand, the familiarity in all the wrong ways. It wanted me. It wanted in. And I remember choosing, no thank you. I won't let this hijack my truth. I won't become a vessel for a lie dressed up as protection. I was angry, not just at the narrative, but at how many good people it swallowed whole, how it distorted the sacred work of protection of children, and how it replaced it with control. This is part 3, I don't know where I'm at, of Breaking the Spell, a series on how real truths about abuse, power, and justice were twisted into weaponized myths that fractured movements and fed authoritarianism, because that is where we are now. If you've been caught in this one, I get it. If you've watched people you love drift away, I feel you. If you've stayed silent until now, waiting to speak with integrity, you're not alone. Let's grieve what we fell for. Let's reclaim what protection really means. Let's stand for all children. Let's stop mistaking myth for truth. And let's break the spell together. Please subscribe, join the conversation, comment below, share your experience, like the video, that would be great. And if you want to read more about this, check out my Substack article below, join, subscribe, and until next time, toodaloo.